All right, good morning from good morning from well, I don't know, it feels like hell, but only I only say that in respect to the heat. Uh, not that not that this is like living in hell, but it's the heat. So it is what time is it right now? Right now it's about 9:30 on a Sunday morning, and I'm walking back from the fitness here in the community that I live in, Fort Myers, and I'll give you a nice little panoramic. So I don't even know what the temperature is, right now, but this is where I call home, so to speak. And God, the temperature must be, I don't know, it's 9:30 in the morning, and temperature must be about 85 right now. It'll probably get up to about 90, and the lows for the day are about 70, something like that. But anyway, I was just walking back from the gym, and I keep thinking about this young lady that I heard from the other day. I was talking to a client of mine the other day in Salt Lake City, and he was planning a trip to Europe. And somehow or another in the conversation, he had mentioned that his daughter has a travel blog. And as the conversation evolved, he mentioned that she gets all types of sponsorships. She gets incredible sponsorships, like Air New Zealand flying her here, or this hotel putting her up here, or whatever it is. And she has something like 250,000 Instagram followers. And I just started dabbling in Instagram myself. Just kind of, I open up an account, and I'll post a picture now and then, just more out of fun than anything else. I'll post a picture there for fun. And anyway, so I started looking. I looked up this lady called Trotting Ginger, and what a delightful blog, what a delightful person that she is. And she's actually kind of served as somewhat of an inspiration to me, if you will, to maybe resurrect my travel passion or travel aspirations, or something like that, or maybe do something a little bit more with it than what I've been doing. Make it a well, I don't know if I would say make it a career, but to do to have kind of like a travel. Well, I guess I do have a travel. Guess I do have a travel channel, so to speak. But I think you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so it is. It's a Sunday morning, and when you're self-employed, oftentimes it could just as easily be a Wednesday morning, or a Tuesday morning, or a Friday morning, or whatever. But I'm going to do a lot of work, and I keep toying with the ideas of what's next. What's next. And yesterday, I was pressing. I've got no emotional attachment to this place at all. None whatsoever. I have no emotional attachment to, well, I guess I shouldn't say that, because I have a lot of memories. As I kind of switch my hand here because I'm tired of holding that up. But anyway, so I have a lot of attachment to this place, and if only in relation to the time that I spent here with my dad. That's I can remember my dad going up and down the street here in his golf car. And one time even, I think I got him a bike, and he was riding up and down on a bike. But anyway, so I don't have a tremendous amount of emotional attachment to this place, and kind of in a quandary, because I paid $265,000 for my condo 3 years ago. I have no mortgage on it. I own it free and clear. And I paid $15,000 for the furnishing that was in it. So I've got $280,000 into the condo. And if I were to sell it right now, just the condo, if I were to sell the condo, I might get $250 for it. I say I might get $240, might get $250. So considering the fact that I can rent it, you know, if I rent the condo, I've got basically two options. I can rent it seasonally, or I can rent it annually. If I rent it annually, the most I might get for it is $2,000 a month, which would be $24,000 a year. It costs me $12,000 a year in taxes and dues. So, you know, I'd be looking at roughly about $12,000 a year profit, to which I'd have to pay income tax on. You know, and when that's all said and done, I'm making about $8,000 to rent the thing annually. And then, of course, I've got to go live somewhere. And I'm not really going to live someplace that would be to my taste for $8,000 a year. So the other option is to rent the place seasonally. And that's really an interesting thing, because down here in Florida, I can get minimum $3,500, but easily I can get, I can probably get about $4,000 per month in season. And season basically constitutes three, I keep wanting to switch my hands here. So the seasonal rental, a seasonal rental down here, I can get for about $4,000 a month. So basically, when you look at it that way, I can cover my annual expenses. I can cover my annual expenses by renting it for 3 months a year to a snowbird. And then also, interestingly enough, this place here, I live actually right over in, if you can see that over there in that direction. But I could rent this thing seasonally for, you know, like January, February, March, or I can rent it to a snowbird January, February. And then you have the spring training. There are two clubs that have spring training camps here. One is the Minnesota Twins, the other one is the Boston Red Sox. So it's rather easy. And then you've got the minor league. You know, there's a couple minor leagues that come in for spring training after the major leagues pull out. So it's not really that difficult to rent the place, but I need to keep it for, I need to be here to maintain, I think, what's called a homestead, which I pay a lower tax rate on the property. To maintain a homestead, I think I have to, you know, I can't rent it out for any period longer than 6 months. I could be mistaken, but nonetheless. So where does that leave me? Yesterday I started pricing storage facilities, and I went, there's a chain storage company called Public Storage, and I can rent a 5x5 what's called climate controlled storage facility, or locker, if you will, and essentially take everything in my home that's of any personal, you know, personal nature or value, such as, you know, clothes, documents, you know, whatever. I can take those and store them in banana boxes and stack it up to the ceiling and pay $40 a month and rent my place. So that's basically what I'm going to do here in the next few weeks. Everything's going into storage. Everything's going into banana boxes. And I was pricing places to rent over in Budapest, and I can get got to be careful. I'm not going to make the mistake of locking myself into a long-term, not a long-term, but like a month or 2 month rental in Budapest. Rather, I'll go over there and rent a place for a few days, and while I'm staying in that place, go look at some other places that might be suitable, and just go to Budapest for about 3 months, and then Oz, I'm coming down under in January. So that's pretty much the morning thoughts for the day. So anyway, hope everybody out there is doing well, and have a great day. If you get a chance, look up globe-trotting ginger. Quite an inspiration for sure. All right, take good care.